Welcome to episode of Potion Sword Run. In this episode, we're going to be talking some caca about the game industry and where they're heading. Because what it looks to me, it doesn't seem to be heading in a healthy, productive way or place. The way that it's going now, it seems that all these corporations want to do or realize that now is the time to nickel and dime the gamers that they have in their ecosystems. Microsoft has been ringing the bell, has been screaming for years that the console market is not growing, not just for Xbox, but for everybody else. Yeah, they're selling consoles, new consoles and stuff, PlayStation or whatnot, Switch. But they're selling it to the same gamers that have been gaming for this long. And sure, they get a few, pickups with younger people, but the trend isn't the same as it used to be before. There's so many options out there to get games, phones, PC, tablets, different type of freaking handhelds. It's just becoming so crowded that you don't necessarily need a console, but yet we still need them because they're the main publishers. They're the main source where third-party publishers can, publish games and stuff. So we're kind of like in a sticky situation, and they know it. So they know that we need them to a certain point, but they also know that the game industry or consoles are not pushing the boundaries like they did before when it comes to sales. So they're also stuck too. So they realize now that since they're not going to be growing the market, especially like next generation with consoles going to be costing so much more, like $800, $1,000, given that because of tariffs and, a price increase and this and that, we know prices are never going to go back down. They're never going to go back down. Look at gas. It used to be like $1.50 before the Iraq war. It went to like $2.50, during all that nonsense. And then now it's like double that, $5, $4.50 for a freaking gas. It's never going to go down again. Same thing with anything that goes up. Corporations are going to keep the prices up. So that being said, they're not going to be selling as much software or consoles anymore. So they're going to resort to nickel and diming. I mean, that's the only logical thing left to do. You and I are going to be their piggy banks. Well, not me, because I'm not going to be buying $80 games. I'm not. I stopped buying $70 games. Once in a while I'll buy one, but not anymore. Like, I wait for them to go on sale. And I just skip a lot of games now because I have so many other games to play too. And that is what's going to happen. I mean, people are going to start realizing that hopefully people are going to start realizing these companies are just going to be, nickel and diming them, screwing them over when it comes to games, that they're going to be looking at their backlog. If you're a gamer like me, which you most likely are because you're watching this video, you have a backlog of games. Good games too. Games that stand the test of time. And we just always put them aside saying one day we'll get to them. And I think now that $80 games are becoming the norm, or will become the norm, even $70 games, man. Since this is becoming so expensive, I think we're going to start looking back in our backlog. And that's what I've been doing. I've been having a blast playing my games that I bought a long time ago. And now I even see other games just being on, like RoboCop. I've been wanting to play that. It's on sale for $10. You know what I mean? It's like, should I go buy, Assassin's Creed, Shadows for like $70 right now? Or should I buy RoboCop and play that? And then just wait for Assassin's Creed Shadows to drop? If I'm saying that, and I'm a gamer, like I buy all the systems, I buy freaking controllers, I waste my money on games. That's what I do. And if now I'm at the point where I feel like I'm being ripped off by them and so I'm not going to be buying games, imagine like regular people, regular consumers, when they go up to something like, what, $80? They're freaking tripping. $70? You're freaking tripping. And one thing I don't understand too is Nintendo fanboys who are defending their practices. I don't, $80, $70 for like PlayStation 4 type games at best when it comes to graphics and performance? Come on, man. I just don't understand people defending corporations at all. I mean, at all. I like Xbox controllers. I like Xbox ecosystem, but I'm not defending their freaking greediness. And that's all it is greed. Because all these companies are making record profits. Still. But besides that, like I said, the writing is on the wall. Console sales are not the biz anymore. And in fact, I think next generation they're going to be selling less consoles than they did this generation. Especially given how this generation ended up with like PlayStation having no games. like the Xbox. I mean, having to wait until the fourth generation or whatever, 4 years, 3 years in to finally have games. I mean, I'm having a blast. I am. I'm not knocking it. You know, Game Pass and all the games that are coming out now. But I mean, this generation just didn't stack up. And I'm not sure if these game companies or these are just, seeing the writing on the wall that, the future's gonna be like bleak. So they're just trying to just take all the money they can now. And I think that's all it is. I really do think that's all it is. That's why PlayStation is so concentrated on gas games. They want to get that reoccurring money without having to actually put in work for new games. I just don't know. I hope that the silver lining is that, double A games or indie games are being more prominent in the forefront of gaming now. When it comes to Expedition 33, made by 30 people and a reasonable budget, selling the game for like $50. Just, that I think should be the new norm. And I think we should be celebrating studios and games that are like that. And when you look at it, I mean, it's a gorgeous game. It has production value. It isn't like you're playing something that's, crap. So I'm not sure if that's where the industry needs to go now. But even then, I don't want freaking AAA corporations, jumping into that scene anymore. Let them just rot wherever they rot. When it comes to their games and when it comes to their consoles. People out there are like, say let them rot. People are saying that, just let the consoles run their course and price people out. But right now, I mean, we need the consoles. We need third-party publishers to put their games on there. We need a vehicle for them to deliver us games. Unless we're all going to be PC gamers, which we're not going to do. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, except that they know that the console market isn't growing. And so that's why games are raising their prices. That's why everything is pretty much raising their prices because, I mean, they just got to take your money now. And that's pretty much all it is. That's why I'm saying take advantage of them while you can. Like Game Pass, I'm not sure if that's going to be around forever. I mean, it seems like it will. They're going to probably raise their prices soon, but take advantage while you can. I mean, especially when they're going to raise their prices to $80. I mean, Game Pass, that's what? At least 3-4 months of Game Pass worth of games for you to play? I mean, at this point, there really is no reason to be loyal to them. Like, if you ever were or are that type of person. Because they're definitely not looking at you with their best interest. Not at all. But, what are you going to do, right? Me, I know what I'm going to do. And I'm just not going to buy their games anymore. Especially since I have so many to play. I'll just wait and see how things go. But I don't think it's going to go good. I mean, who's going to buy? I mean, it's just... people are broke out here, man. People are broke. And they just keep on raising the prices. It's nuts. It really is. Anyways, I'm going to leave it right there. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace.